There's this sneaky kind of loneliness that creeps up on you, right? It's like a quiet shadow, just hanging around, invisible to everyone else. You might be laughing, chatting, or keeping busy, but underneath it all, there's this nagging ache that just won't quit. You know what I mean? It's that feeling when you're in a crowded room, yet you feel like you're on an island all by yourself. It's so frustrating. It's not about being physically alone. It's that feeling of being invisible, like nobody really sees you. Imagine just vanishing for a bit. Most folks wouldn't even notice until way later. And when something incredible or downright awful happens, you're left with no one to share it with. It's a tough spot to be in, isn't it? You want to scream, "Hey, look at me, I'm here." But somehow, the words get stuck in your throat. This isn't the loud, dramatic kind of loneliness that you can easily spot. No, it's the slow, quiet kind that seeps into your life, changing how you think, how you see yourself, and how you move through the world. People often think that those without friends are just cold or uninterested, but that's not always the case. Sometimes, it's the opposite. They care so much that they pick up on every little shift in tone or mood. It's like they're tuned into a different frequency, feeling every nuance in a conversation while everyone else seems oblivious. After getting let down too many times, they pull back not because they don't like people, but because connecting starts to feel risky. It's like you're walking on eggshells, afraid that any little misstep will send you tumbling back into that lonely pit. You know how it feels when you try to open up to someone and they just brush it off. That sting stays with you, making you hesitant to reach out again. Loneliness rewires your brain in ways you wouldn't believe. When you go too long without those social bonds, your mind starts to see isolation as a threat. It triggers the same pain centers as physical injury, which is why loneliness can hurt both emotionally and physically. Your heartbeat changes, sleep gets shallow, and your brain starts scanning for dangers, even when you're perfectly safe. Crazy, right? We've evolved to thrive in groups. Back in the day, being alone often meant danger or even death. But nowadays, you can be surrounded by thousands of people online and still feel completely invisible. Attention isn't the same as connection, and validation isn't intimacy. It's like scrolling through social media and seeing everyone's perfect lives while you're sitting there feeling like a ghost. You're part of the crowd, yet completely disconnected. It's a wild world we live in, where you can scroll through endless feeds and still feel like no one really gets you. Loneliness doesn't just pop up overnight. It builds up through those small moments of disappointment. You share something personal, and someone laughs it off. You trust the wrong person, and they throw it back in your face. You open up, but feel totally misunderstood. Over time, your brain learns that it's safer not to try, so you stop reaching out. You might even start saying you like being alone, but deep down, you know that's not entirely true. At first, solitude can feel like a breath of fresh air. It gives you space and control. But as time goes on, that peace can turn heavy. Humans are wired for connection, even the most independent among us. When you go too long without it, your inner voice starts to drown out the world around you. You begin replaying old memories, friendships, and mistakes. You know those moments when you lie awake at night, thinking about that one friend who ghosted you, or that conversation that went sideways. It's like your brain is stuck on repeat, playing the same sad tune over and over. Sometimes you blame yourself, sometimes you blame others, but really, it's just pain meeting protection. There's this psychological concept called learned social helplessness. It's when repeated rejection teaches your brain to stop trying. Even when kind-hearted people come along later, you can't fully let them in, because your guard is still up. You tell yourself you're fine being alone, but deep down, you're still craving that one person who truly gets you. It's like being stuck in a loop, wanting to break free, but not knowing how. Loneliness also messes with your sense of time. Without shared moments, days start to blur together. Holidays lose their magic, and minutes stretch into hours. Living mostly inside your head can make the world feel like it's crawling by. Ever notice how time drags when you're waiting for a message from someone you care about? It's like every second feels like an eternity. You check your phone, hoping for a notification, but it's just silence. That waiting game can drive you nuts. But here's the thing, solitude isn't all bad. When you choose it, it can heal. When it's forced upon you, it hardens. One reconnects you to yourself, while the other convinces you that you don't deserve connection. Many people without friends aren't broken. They're just protecting what's left of their trust. They might say, "I'm not a people person," but deep down, they miss the kind of laughter that only happens with someone who truly understands them, where silence feels warm, not cold. Friendship is so much more than just having company. It's like a mirror reflecting who you are and how you're growing. Without it, it's way harder to know who you are or how you're changing. We don't just become ourselves in isolation. We grow through reflection, through those honest conversations and shared experiences. Think about it. When was the last time you had a deep chat with a friend that made you see things differently? Those moments are gold. Prolonged loneliness can even numb your empathy. It's not that people stop caring. It's just that they stop exchanging care. Empathy is like a muscle. If you don't use it, it weakens. So, some lonely folks become emotionally numb, not by choice, but by survival. It's like they've built up these walls to protect themselves, but those walls also keep the good stuff out. Here's the twist, though those who don't have friends often make the best ones. They see people deeply. They notice when others feel left out. They understand pain on a level that many don't. They care quietly because they know what it's like to go unnoticed. Isn't that something? It's like they've developed this sixth sense for recognizing when someone else is struggling. Healing from loneliness doesn't happen overnight. It starts with small steps. Maybe it's replying to messages you've been putting off, smiling back at someone, or saying yes to an invitation even when it feels scary. Connection isn't built on perfection. It's built on presence. You, Dan T, have to put on a show for the right people. They'll meet you right where you are. It's about being real and vulnerable, sharing those little pieces of yourself that make you, well, you. The real journey isn't just about finding others first. It's about remembering who you were before you started hiding. True friendship can only grow where self-trust exists. Being alone doesn't mean you're broken. It means you're in a season of becoming. Solitude isn't a punishment. It's preparation for something beautiful. Every quiet night, every unanswered message, every moment of invisibility, it's all shaping you into someone who will hold real connection when it finally arrives. When that day comes, when someone looks at you and says, "I feel like I've known you forever," you'll understand why the silence had to last this long. Because loneliness isn't the end of your story. It's simply where the next chapter begins. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it guide you toward the connections you've been longing for. You're not alone in this, and when the time is right, the right people will come into your life, ready to share in all the laughter, joy, and warmth you've been missing. Think about it. Every person you meet has their own story, their own struggles, and their own moments of loneliness. Maybe they're waiting for someone like you to reach out. You never know what a simple "how are you?" or "want to hang out" can do for someone else. Those small gestures can break down walls, and who knows, they might just spark a friendship that lasts a lifetime. So, the next time you feel that creeping loneliness, don't let it take over. Acknowledge it, but don't dwell on it. Take a step, however small, towards connection. Whether it's joining a club, reaching out to an old friend, or even just chatting with someone at the coffee shop, remember that the world is full of potential friendships waiting to happen. Life is too short to spend it in silence. Your story deserves to be shared, and so does everyone else's. Let's be brave together and step into the light of connection, because at the end of the day, we're all just looking for someone to share this wild ride with. So, take a deep breath and step out of that comfort zone. You've got this.